I'm going to work through examples 3 and 4, maybe 5. Yeah, let's go 3 and 4. Examples 3 and 4. So I'll create a. No, we're already in a sketch. Let's create a separate sketch here. I've already imported the file here, so I will do my best to make them in this spot here. Of course, I used blue, which makes it really hard to see, doesn't it? Yeah, I should use another color. Try to get that in the right spot. Now, of course, the actual lengths of these aren't for sure, because this is just taking a picture and superimposing on there. Let me make this 193 exactly, and then so I can make this one exactly 193 as well. Boom. Okay. So here's the main idea for doing this two-position synthesis when it's actually the we're going to use the rocker this time. The next time we're going to do the same problem, but we're going to use the coupler instead. So that's the connectivity between these two. I'm going to go ahead and fix everything about that. So now, what's nice about that is it makes it black too, doesn't it? So let me draw in the lines in between. So we want to go C to C using these curves. Let's using these. There you go. And D to D. Let's see. Now, one of the things is that this thing can move. That's I see what happened there. Okay, so let me just fix that point right there. We'll fix that point and fix that point. I just don't want them to move. Okay, so we've got them, so they are defined. So in sketching by hand, we would use a compass to find the bisection or do two bisections. And here we're able to make. Let me see something here. That shouldn't be horizontal for sure. I guess it. Okay. There's nothing that says that had to be horizontal. I don't know why it is. To tell you the truth. All right. So, but okay. I want to go to the center of this, and then I want to make them perpendicular to each other. That's the important thing. And then we go to the center of this one, and we make them also perpendicular. Okay, so in the rocker output for these, we find where they intersect. So we want them to intersect with each other. Boom. And then we can move it back. Boom. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to fix all of these things, was because if we started trying to move it, some of the other parts might move. So this is the SolidWorks implementation of something. Now, if you were going to do this by hand, what you really should do is draw is take a compass and sweep it. Let's say, here's an example of how this works right there. You take a compass at some large enough radius to move it right there, and you use that same radius. Okay, so I can't do that without a compass here. Let me go 350 right there, and now you make another circle. So this is essentially what you've done with another compass. Keep it the compass setting the same, and also make this one 350. And you'll notice that where these circles bisect each other, you could draw a straight line through that. You could also do it on the other side. So if you use a compass and you draw two arcs, and it doesn't matter how big the arcs are, as long as they're long enough that they're going to cross each other. You can now draw a line between where the two arcs intersect up here, and that's going to make a line that's perpendicular and going through the center of your line that you've drawn between C and C. And so that's sort of like a proof that that's true. But here we were able to make relations where we get it at the midpoint and we get it perpendicular to that line in both spots, and we see where the intersection is. So now we can draw a post from here. So here's where the links actually come into play. So here is the position 1 right here of this L, and here's position 2. Now, if we want to make it move between these 2 points, well, we have 2 choices. We already know. We could either make it move a non-quick return or a quick return. So here's the non-quick return. So it's going to move the same. Now we could choose this radius that we would make it right here. It could be anywhere in between there. The smaller it is, we're going to see there's probably less mechanical advantage. I think I can say that's true. So anyway, where these intersect right here with the part of the post, so let's make a decision on how big that's going to be. Let's make it, is it 400 too big? No, that looks about right. That looks like it's going to be okay. So what we do here is we find, I guess we'll do it this way. We'll intersect there, and then we'll intersect, hold down Control, intersect here, coincident, and then do the same thing over here. Click that, hold down Control. There's 2 points, make that coincident. Okay. And that is a construction line. And so the linkages that we're going to design are going to land on that line. Oh, that shouldn't be, is that true? Trying to think. Does that have to be horizontal? I'm guessing maybe it does. I'm thinking about the geometry. Maybe I don't like the fact that it was horizontal. What I wanted it to be was collinear, because I just wanted to draw a line through there. So I'm wondering about that. But anyway, so now, just like we had before, we can make a decision at how long link 3 is going to be. Link 2 is going to be decided by the distance, the midpoint. And so let's put we can put a little point in here and make it so he's the intersection. Actually, I think, tell you the truth, I think this right here, yeah, well, okay, we could have just put the point right there on the midpoint of this piece right there. Okay, so that worked right there. And we want to know what that dimension is. Of course, that's driven. And we need some more decimal places. Okay, so that's going to be, we can make a circle over here, and we can say that one is going to have, it's going to let me do radius. It wants me to do a diameter. I don't like that. Anyway, here, I'll trick it to let me do a radius there. There you go. Oh, and so the radius of this is now going to be 76.4877. All right. So we still haven't decided where this length is going to be, but that's going to decide how long our link 3 is going to be. So if we needed to do Grashoff, that's something that we could modify and that we could change. We could also make this quick return, which we would have to start thinking about where, well, we want to connect probably at these points, but the location would be down here maybe, and we would use the angles. Remember that the construction angle, that delta, would be the thing that we would have to make to give it the quick return properties. So it doesn't. This right here is going to be a non-quick return. So I will just go ahead and make I'll pick a rational spot right here. So this right here, that point right there, is going to be the location of the pin when the L2 and L3 are in line with each other. And just for keep things to make sure you do it, this is the right way to do things. We'll make it this link some like even amount, sort of similar to that. What do we call that there? Preferred sizes kind of thing. So what we have right here is enough for the sketches if we want to start creating links, right, to as we've done before. So if I wanted to make an assembly and see, I want to do this link copy. Yeah, I'll just do this right here, and then go through that process again. You've seen me do it before, so you don't necessarily in the other videos if you've watched them to actually go through this process. I wonder if I could make this video of speed up. So save as one more time 4. Okay, so let's go back to link 1. Example 3, link 1. That's interesting. Okay, yeah, that's why I did that. And come back here, and now we're going to go, and I didn't draw the ground link, but that's where the ground link would be. And how big? I did everything in millimeters. Whoops. So 20, 10, and you can go and skip through the video up to the next thing. All right, so there's link 1. And he asked me, why? How do you spend your time? So I didn't even notice. How big did I make that anyway? What was that? What was the 10 millimeters? That's kind of thick. 5. Just so it doesn't get in the way. Alright, so now I go to 2 and do a sketch. It's going to be that link right there. Yeah, I would zoom through this. Where did I make this one over here? Did I make this 20? Make those 10. 5. Save. I could have hit the button up above right there. While I'm here, I try to remember hide these guys. Link 3. There's a point to this, by the way. Link 3 goes from here to there. And 20. 10. 10. 5. Turn off. Save. And then 4. Okay, so this one's going to be slightly different from the other, so here you go. Add the sketch in there. I guess I'll start with this. Yeah, I'm going to cheat a little bit, just, you know. I don't feel like, there you go. Making it all in one sketch. It's not actually cheating. It's the smart way to do it is to not bother to make things one single sketch. There's no real advantage to it. Sometimes it's really just makes your life more difficult to attempt to get everything done in one sketch. Making smaller little pieces right there gives you an opportunity to plan things out. So let me extrude this one. Oh, I meant to do 5 millimeters, didn't I? 5. Okay. So I'll make another sketch up here. And I'll go from here to right there. And make that 20 millimeters. And extrude that. Right, so you see what I mean? How I'm cheating is I could have made that as one part, and then just for aesthetics right here, nobody wants to. You could make that thing big, and just to give an idea that okay, so if you're going to make a part like that, you wouldn't want to just make it a hard corner. So, and I think we're good. All right, so. I'll save, and oh no, I do want to get rid of on for here, so it'd be better just to have the ground link is the only one that has the sketch on it. So I go back and I go to new. Alright, so new assembly. I wonder how loud that is on the video, the 3D printer. Let's see, example 4, I only need the ones with links in it. Oh, wait, what happened here? What is this? What happened to the ground link? Alright, so I have our 2 link 4s. I need link 1. Insert component existing link 1. There you go. Alright, so here would be the good one to stick in and make this fixed. So this one's probably flutter. That's fixed right now, so I need to float that one. And here, I'm just going to fix it. I mean, really, sometimes I align it with the coordinates. No, align it with the planes. I match up the planes for the main part that I want to be as the reference one. But I'll just go ahead and fix this one this time. It'll be okay. Let's see. I want to move these just a little bit over here, away from. Yeah, okay. And so I'll do the mates. Mate that face. Whoop! Somehow I got grabbed a hold of. All right, so I guess it was still touching or still activated. Still selected is what I meant. I'll go to. Ooh, wait. On the ground link, yeah, I want link 2 right there. And so I made those coincident, and now I've joined them up. Okay. And then, I guess, okay, I'll make, this guy's over here. Make him coincident to here. Alright, so I think it's actually messed up, by the way. I suspect, let me move them a little closer to each other. I think I actually want this face right there attached to this face. Sure. And I want that to be concentric with that. And then lastly, I need Do I need it? Yeah, I think so. I want that to be touching there. And then I want him to be touching right here. And then lastly, I want that to be concentric with this. Boom. And so now I can go ahead and look at this thing, and what I have is I have a mechanism that will go from that spot to that spot. So this is two position synthesis right here. I say two position synthesis. I think it's actually, this is motion synthesis, motion generation, because it's actually two locations and orientations of a link. The other choice that we could make, all right, so I'm going to save this. We could do a motion study, and we could animate the thing. We know how to do that. You could look at the other videos for this. So this is going to be example 3. So example 4 is the same type of synthesis here, but instead we are going to use the coupler instead of the rocker. All right, so let's see. This would be example 4. All right, so we create here. We're going to do much of the same thing. I'm not sure I want to go through and do it all the way through because I got to go to a meeting here in 15 minutes. So no, I'm in the sketch, and I want to sketch over these two parts. I think it's an identical drawing here. It's just I used green instead of blue. Much better. See, this looks like right there that these two guys are actually in line with each other. Maybe that was the way that the original one was, and so and as captured through. But let me fix these points right here. I'll fix those points, and then get this dimension in there, 160, and it looks like everything just shifting. Let's make this 160, just to make those done. All right, so let's fix those as well. And then we do the similar thing, or same thing actually, with our construction lines. We go from C to C, C1 to C2, and then D1 to D2. And now we find the center, make these perpendicular to each other, perpendicular, and then find the center, and then make them perpendicular to each other. Now what we could do is pick these as the points that connect to the ground link. All right, so and so we have a couple. I mean, there is some leeway there. This is not. There's not a one definitive solution. And the other one right there, we made them intersect. Now we don't want them to intersect, but we will know that if we put them too close to each other, it could have us give some angles that we don't quite like. So here, in the definition of synthesis, it goes along something like, well, there isn't one particular exact solution. So it's a little different from design. I mean, we might choose that it would be nice to have those two like things in line with each other, because then the ground link is horizontal. So let's go ahead and choose that, even though, okay, so why did that come in? What I'll do is I'll say those two things have to be horizontal with each other. Okay, so now those are fixed. Now what we have is right here is going to be the coupler, the crank, and right here is the rocker right there. So if you look at that right there, and we'll draw in, this is the ground. So this is L1, that's L2, that's L3, and that's L4. What we have over here is the other position that that it would be in, and so I'll draw those as construction lines. Put it right in there, so you can see this is it's leaning over. If you want to, now this is actually example 4, but example 5 actually builds upon this, so I can actually call this example 5. So example 4 in the book, in my notes, this is where I would stop. I have created synthesized a 4-bar linkage where the coupler can be in these two positions. If we want to go to the next example right here, what we could do instead is we could find a way to put a dyad in there. So if we want the dyad, once again, we need to choose how far up this the link. In this case, it's the crank, or what we typically call the crank. How far up we want. All right, so here's the crank in this position. Here's the crank in that position. So we're going to draw a dyad that's going to force it in between those two positions. And so we're really going to make a 6-bar out of this. So it looks like 160 might work. And at this point, also note that we have a choice. We could make it quick return, or we could make it constant, or not non-quick return, which is really a constant velocity kind of thing. Okay, so I want to put in, I'll make it the non-quick return because it's a little easier to do. I didn't have any kind of time ratio in mind, so we find these things, and we'll see, do I have time? I think things are looking okay. And if you already know how to do this, because it is, adding the dyad is something that we've already done in a couple other places. And once again, I'm not 100% sure, so I don't want to say that, but that looks like it's a horizontal line. If I were to make this right here, it would try to, right there is horizontal. So I think because I made the circle and it's got the, I think that's just naturally that's horizontal. Okay. But I want to make these collinear. I'm just not certain that I could say out loud that that's always going to be a horizontal line, but it has to be collinear. So let's stick with that. And remember that we want to have a midpoint right there, and the crank needs to be, the crank of the dyad needs to be this dimension. And I do want some more decimal places in there. So the crank, I don't necessarily need to draw in that circle. I don't need to draw anything else besides that. Actually, I could just draw this and just make it 53.7429. And that, truthfully, I didn't even need to make that, but I like to have them superimposed right here. And that's the ground link. And right here, this is the path that takes. Let's make that construction line. All right, so we got everything here. So what we could do is, okay, that's already saved. Let me save this as and open a copy. Save as and open a copy. This is link 1. And I wish I could just like do this all in one step, but that would be too complicated. Save as, open up a copy, save as, and open a copy, and this is link 2. Save as and open a copy. I know, so excited. We've seen this already a bunch of times now. And then save as and open a copy. Boom. 4. Should add in some soundtrack. So I'll go back to, I don't know what the hell that was. Link 1 here. Okay. And sketch. Here's no. That is a different ground link. Actually, we have 2 ground links. Well, let's make it. Actually, we actually need 2 more. I forgot to save it. I'll go to 4. I'll go to one of them and save a link 5 and a link 6. Yeah. All right. So this is actually a ground link for 3 ground points. All right. Because I forgot. Yeah, that's true. Right here and here, and that looks like 15 might be good here. Let's make this 10. Yeah, I'll put one right in here. Okay, I guess you know what? I will make this a single sketch. Why not? Because the other place for a ground has to be over in here. Yeah, I totally forgot. All right, so make that 10. Draw another circle. Okay, I didn't think this one through too much, so I might be messing myself up. That's going to be 15 right here. Should I? It doesn't really matter, so I'll just connect right there. And connect right. Tangent. Yeah. And trim. And trim. And because I used one of those pre-made slot things. There's a bunch of things that that aren't like defined. And if we were going to be good, we would make that decision onto things right here, right? So, that's interesting. They weren't exact. Oh man, that's messed up. They're not exactly parallel to each other. That's because I didn't plan the thing out. All right, don't do this. And let's see if it'll extrude. No, something's wrong with the sketch. All right, so you really ought to do things the right way. That's the lesson to be learned here. I didn't plan the thing out, so let me plan it out. All right. Yes. Boom. There might be when I did the trim, or I tried to do the trim, it left out some kind of weird thing. Anybody in there? Sometimes little segments and stuff get left over. So what I'll do here is I'll make this one 15 and that one 15. See, it would have been a little bit easier to make stuff and make all the right dimensions. It would have been easier to do this in stages. That's one of the things I was mentioning before. When you're gonna try to build something, you're gonna try to make sketches. It's not almost always preferable to make a bunch of different steps instead of trying to do it all in one sketch. It could drive you a little nuts. So make all these tangent. I think it'll eventually know that I want them to be tangent. There you go. Did it know to make him tangent? No, see, it doesn't know where to be tangent. So go here and say, oh, how come you won't be tangent? No, it's got to be a line, not a line. Dummy. Yeah, you got to make the line. My brain's not working. It can't be the point. It's got to be the line in the circle. The point isn't tangent to the circle. And this one should snap to it. Should recognize that I want to do it. Well, it's actually it actually thinks that I want to make it a horizontal line. So make it tangent there, and then select that line. Select here. Make it tangent. Doing it the right way. Taking time. I gotta go to a meeting. I want to go to the meeting. Oh, I almost made it tangent. There you go. It made it tangent. It was making it tangent. You bastard. Oh, I don't want you to be horizontal. I want you to be tangent. tangent. This guy's not tangent to here. Yeah, this kind of stuff just drive you nuts. And also, this one might cause me heartache too. I just thought about this because these guys are going to overlap right here. But how about I don't make it tangent? I'll do it. There's no reason to make it tangent here, but we'll do it anyway. Let's be tangent. See, I told you they're going to overlap right there. It's going to cause me pain and suffering here. And we're going to make the video too long. But let's see here. These guys are never on time anyway, so we're going to get rid of him, get rid of him. Okay, good. Alright, so here's the one that's going to be all messed up. Boom, boom, boom. Alright, so kill that. Let's see, will it let me delete it? Yeah. I was worried about that little piece being left over. And then this guy should be okay. There you go. It previews like it's going to extrude, and now it's going to extrude. Although it says it's not defined. Oh, well, why not? Why aren't you fully defined? It was black. You see the little... Alright, well, we need to get moving along anyway. So here we go. And I think make that 5 millimeters, right? So that's the ground link. That's the overall ground link. So we'll save him. I want to go back over to 4, and I'll save as and open a copy 5. And then save as 6 and open. Alright, so we got 2. So it depends on what we're going to consider what 2 is. Let's decide that this is going to be 2 because this is the main one right here. Go 2 right here and circles. You really don't need these circles because we could have used the rough edges over there, but I've already been doing it that way. I guess because, well, now in this case we could we could 3D print them out and actually kind of build this thing, although probably want to use something besides 10 millimeters. That's kind of a large. What is this? Close to 3/8. No, it's a little bigger than 3/8, isn't it? Yeah, no, it's 3. It's like 3/8. It's kind of big for a piece. Let's see. Once again, if I were you, I would just zoom through all of this. And 4. Take some planning when I go to make the assembly to which faces touch, which faces. Now it's going to be a 6 bar. Like which one is going to, which links are in the front, and are there any that could potentially run into each other? Depending on which one is touching which one, which face is touching which face. It would be an interesting thing to see. See if it's even an issue. It might not be an issue at all. You'll see what I mean, I think, when I get to the assembly. this is going to be link 5. I think I'll call that make that the crank of the diad. So it's going to be this guy right here. I didn't check to see if the I should have checked to see if the dyad and the things that are connected to it, whether they are Grashof or not, because that is a separate 4-bar that's been created. There's like 2 4-bars overlaid each other that they share 2 links, the ground link, and the crank of one is the rocker of the other. Oh, I forgot to hide you. I think maybe I forgot to hide one of the other ones too. And then lastly, we can go for 6, which should stretch from here to there. Yes, I think so. Thursday? Thursday. I'll have meeting time. It's 12:06 on a Thursday. Extrude 5. Boom. Hide you. Save. Save. New. Assembly. Alright, so let me see, what are these links? We have link 1 through 6. Alright, so let's see. I think let's start out with 2. Alright, so we know that one's 2. You get to label the parts. He's going to go right here and attach to right there. Uh-oh. Let's see, where is he? Where's link 2? I lost him. Where'd link 2 go? You're link 2. Okay. Zoom into you. And there, and to right there. Okay. Link 3. Show yourself is right there. Let's put that face onto. You know what? I'm gonna make this one on the outside because I'm tired. Oh, gotta go to the other one. Let's make him on the outside of there. There you go. And let's make him here. I think this is the right guy. We could hover. Yep, that's the right guy. If you hovered over the thing over there. Okay, good. Got him in. Now, I'm going to go that face onto the ground face. To him, and even though they look like they're attached, they just happen to be in the right orientation. They do need to be right there. Now let's go on the ground link. Here's one we actually need to probably have thought this through, but I think I'm going to be okay. Maybe. Actually, I think I messed it up, but it's okay. It'll just be floating in the air. It would have to be like a washer or something. Okay, so you'll see what I mean right here. I know I want that. Right, see, the thing is, no, you know what I forgot to do? This link needed a hole in it. I forgot. All right, so go back and fix that. I forgot the hole was supposed to be in that link. So that face is going to be on this face, right? And that'll actually work out. But I need to make a hole onto that other link. I forgot to. Ooh, wait, something went wrong here. Huh. I made a mistake somewhere along the line. Oh, yeah. No. Okay, I see what I did. I assembled this thing over in this direction right here, but I made this guy come to this. So this right here is the position it'll be over here. So it'll all work out. It's just that it won't land on the trace of the thing. So let me go back, and I think it's going to be link 2 that needs to get fixed. And we'll see what the sketch looks like. Open up this sketch. This needs to have another hole in it right here. Gotcha. Yep, that'll work. Hide this image again. Go to our assembly, and now we need those two things to oh, it's gonna think I only have that face. I don't want that face. I want this face and that face. Boom. Okay. Now we have assembled our mechanism here. And as we turn this thing, it'll go in that position, and then it'll go in that position, 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 in that position. So now we have synthesized these two positions graphically. And I can save this assembly. I'll build and resave everything. And these are examples 3, 4, and 5. So there you go. So if I don't run enough time in class, we're going to be okay. So that was a pretty long video. But you could zoom. Oh, I'm done.